Tennessee Tech head coach Bobby Wilder joining us today. Coach, this is kind of late as we record this. It's mid-morning, and I get a 6 a.m. wake-up call from you most days via X. So sorry for the lateness, but I hope you appreciate it all the same.
Oh, absolutely. Good morning. Good to be with you.
Hey, for those of you that don't know what I'm referencing, Coach Wilder has his 6 a.m., I guess, team meeting, and most all of those lessons of the day uh, don't last more than a minute or so. Kind of tell us the origin about that. Have you always been involved in situations like that?
Yeah, it started last year with sending out positive messages, allowing our fan base, alumni, anybody who was interested in our program, access into our team meetings. It'd be about 30 or 45 seconds, just with a message today. Put something out positive, put something out that's a life lesson to try to not only help our players, but also help anybody that follows the program.
So, what have you learned in year one to year two? There's been some changes behind you administratively. The new stadium is in progress. Kind of update us from, say, the end of last season where you shared an OVC title. The preseason rankings, you went ahead and got the press release out yesterday. Hey, cool your brakes a little bit. Kind of give us an update as to where we've gotten to.
Yeah, there's been tremendous progress in the 19 months that we've been here, tremendous growth, tremendous development. There's just so many positive things going on around the program, led by our president of the university, President Oldham, who's very committed to football. He's committed to winning football. Just so grateful for his involvement, for the players, the two captains that I have here with me today, Tim Kutris, Aaron Swafford, that are both in their second year of being captains, the commitment from them, the players that could have left in the transfer portal that made a decision to stay, the players returning from last year, the new players, just a lot of excitement, a lot of growth, and a lot of building that's still taking place with the Tennessee Tech football program.
How excited are you to be at this point in time when you look back to July of 2024?
Yeah, the difference between last year when you and I were talking and this year is last year we were preseason number 7 out of 9 teams, and rightfully so. Tennessee Tech had not had a winning season in 13 years, and then the competing for, tying for a conference championship. Last year being 6-2 in the league, and now being recognized this year as preseason number 1 in the league. We're excited with that. We will embrace that, but we're also very mindful that preseason is for recognition and postseason is for achievement. And the goal is to get to the postseason. The goal will always be with this program to compete for and win a conference championship, earn an automatic bid to the 24 team national championship tournament. But that just goes to show the recognition we've received this year speaks to the growth and the development of everybody associated with Tennessee Tech football.
And as you rightfully noted, a recognition, again, albeit preseason, that didn't come your way since the 1970s. Are there similarities to you building that Old Dominion program from the ground up and what you inherited it in Cookeville and where you've taken it?
Yeah, there are. There's some similarities. There was some learning experience, some growth. The biggest difference between the two is when I was hired at Old Dominion in 2007, it was to start a program. So we didn't have football alumni. Here we have football alumni. Tennessee Tech's been playing football for 103 years, and we have alumni that are starving for success. They want to support a winning program. The growth from last year, tying for a conference championship, the commitment from the alumni, that's been the biggest difference. And one of the main reasons we've been able to turn the program around as quickly as we have is that support from alumni and the commitment from the administration led by President Oldham.
Years unlike in the past, this program was very active in the transfer portal, and you picked up a quarterback that's getting a lot of attention. I'd like you to kind of speak to that, but in a greater sense, speak to your approach to the transfer portal and giving you a little bit of a leeway to develop those high school recruiting attributes that a lot of your colleagues have been talking about so far today as well.
Sure. In the last 19 months, we've signed 100 new players to the program, 60 from the transfer portal, 40 from high school. That's been a lot of hard work and commitment. It required first and foremost the commitment from Tennessee Tech, and then the ability to hire the staff we needed. When I was hired 19 months ago, we had 14 people associated with football. Now we have 34. We have a full recruiting department led by our general manager, Justin McMullen. We just signed in April the third ranked class in America in the transfer portal at FCS out of 130 teams. And that required that commitment for staffing. It required the financial commitment. President Oldham's fully committed to cost of attendance. Alston, we have a Golden Eagle Collective that we started in January. So it required all of those mechanisms working together to allow this to happen for our program. And we still clearly have not arrived. The goal will be to compete for and win a conference championship, but we do have the support and the momentum that we need now, which we didn't have when I was first hired 19 months ago. A lot of this is new to Tennessee Tech football.
So is the biggest member of the transfer portal maybe not the quarterback, but an offensive lineman by the name of Drew Wilder? Is that the biggest transfer portal addition?
Nah, he's down the list a little bit. The fact that Tim Koutras and Aaron Swafford didn't leave in the portal, that was addition through subtraction. We had 12 players in April that were all conference last year, good players that were approached and offered considerable compensation. 9 of the 12 stayed. So that was the biggest win for this program, that the guys that we hear, some of them had been here through the losing that stayed because they wanted to win. They wanted to represent Tennessee Tech and win. That was the big one. Certainly, to your point, having Drew Wilder join the program has been big, not only as a player, but also as a roommate. As Aaron will attest, it just got a message, grocery store, bringing some stuff home. He's a good roommate. He cleans, he cooks. So that's been a really good addition. And you mentioned the quarterbacks. That was a big one. Our starter got hurt last year, missed 6 weeks in a stretch where we were 2-5. So the additions of multiple quarterbacks have been really big for the program.
And defensively, you mentioned a couple of those. Aaron Swafford, in particular, the linebacker, again electing to stay. That's got to be the anchor of your defense.
Yeah, Aaron, Tim Koutras is also another 2-year captain there. That's why I've got him here today.
Yeah.
That's rare in college athletics that you have somebody that's a captain for multiple years. They're generally just 1-year players, seniors, but those two guys have been instrumental in what we've done. They're both accomplished. Tim's been a preseason All-American. Aaron's been all conference. So these guys are accomplished players. It requires a lot to be a captain at Tennessee Tech. We require a lot from them in terms of leadership, in terms of the culture within a program. When you have so many new players, we'll have 60 new players that have joined the team since January, and everybody getting to know each other and creating that winning culture, certainly something that their leadership provides.
To dovetail what you just talked about, Coach, this Tennessee Tech roster this season will feature players from each coast, from Virginia and from Washington State. And that's a tremendous attribute to what you were talking about. Tramel Jones, I want to talk about him. Going to be really counted upon. And God, I put him under the list of athlete, but he's certainly a player you can plug and play in a lot of different places when you have the football.
Yeah, Tramel's one of those great success stories that transferred up from Division II. He'll also be a captain this year. He's very well respected by everybody within the organization. He will play multiple positions for our football team. He can run the ball, he can catch the ball. He'll be one of the top returners in the conference, hopefully in the country this year. So I'm very, very proud of what Tramel Jones has accomplished to this point in his career.
Got a couple of tough non-conference games. Kind of a quick word or two on the schedule.
Yeah, extremely pleased with the schedule. We were 5 home, 7 away last year. This year will be 7 home, 5 away. Our first 3 games will be at home this season. The focus will be first and foremost on the conference and the 8 teams we play in the conference. But I'm pleased with the 4 non-league games and the fact that 3 of them are at home. The only away non-league conference game is we go to Kentucky later in the season.
So, talk about your impressions as we wrap up here. Your first impression in your first season making it through this conference. Um, there's surprises for you. Was there everything is planned? Kind of give me your thoughts on that.
I was very impressed overall with the conference in 2024. The fact that our league had three teams in the playoff, the fact that Jason Simpson, who has won or tied four consecutive championships, won their first round game at New Hampshire 41-10, advanced to the second round. Tuke out at SEMO, winning a share of the conference championship. Tennessee State last year. My friend Eddie George is no longer there. He's at Bowling Green. But the fact this league had three teams that were in the championship tournament and could have had four if we'd won eight games, might have had four in the tournament. So very impressed overall in my first year with the other teams that are in the OVC.
All right, last very important question. We joked about it off camera, and I got to ask because we're over time. How did you get the package to John Gruden? And does the senders of that provide any type of script? I mean, he mentioned everything from you to
Mhm.
Barry Wilmore, which I thought was a
True.
tremendous testament to the university.
Yeah, and Coach Gruden does his homework, which is pretty exciting. But that idea came back around in January, and then we were trying to figure out a way how could we be a little bit different than others, and we included about 30 handwritten notes to him, which he enjoyed reading.
That's what I wanted to emphasize on, and I failed to mention that in the question. Coach Bobby Wilder about to begin his second season at Tennessee Tech. Coach, thank you so much for joining us. All the best to the Golden Eagles.
Thanks for having me on. Appreciate it. Wings up, everybody.